Hello, hello, everyone. Okay, so let's go. So for those of you who are new, here's what we're gonna do. I am pasting the link to come and join me live here in StreamYard land for 15 minutes. Yeah, so Tommy, should I tell them the exciting thing that happened to me today?
Sure.
Okay, so you might notice that I'm in my house coat, but also full glam. And that's because I had a personal success today. As of today, I had paid off my law school debt. And so I bought $7 earrings and I put colors on my face, which is what we do when good things happen. So, yes, because we're celebrating, I need everybody to come into the chat and then some people to come into the video with me so we can squeeze together. Yeah, thank you. I'm excited. This is a big deal. It's like a whole thing. It's a whole mood. But if you really loved me, you would just like come into the StreamYard. I'm just kidding. Was that bad? That was rude. That was probably bad. But anyway, I really, 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 really enjoyed this conversation with Charlotte. And it was one of the earlier ones. And I had actually kind of forgot. What's that?
Send the link.
I did send the link. Oh, gosh. Hold on. I thought I had. Sorry, friends. Tell me if you see it. Yes, come in. Let's celebrate. So yeah, I love, you know what? Charlotte's so chill that sometimes when they said certain things, I realized like, oh my gosh, that was incredibly like profound, but it was just said just natural, right? So incredibly. So one of the things that, but it was just said. One of the things that Charlotte said, when they said like, there's no wrong way to be a girl.
Yeah.
That was just so important. Yeah, just anyway, there's so many amazing things.
I agree. I was like, we've already talked about it a million times. And I was like, there is no wrong way to be a girl. Facts.
Right? And like, here's two swashbuckling romps in the, like, and it's funny because like you can hear the tumbleweeds flowing through this story, right? Like not tumbleweeds boring, tumbleweeds like actual tumbleweeds, like in the right? Like you can hear the like the wild west kind of whatever in all of it. I loved it. I'm so happy. So what do you guys think of the interview in Charlotte and what's like percolating?
When they said they didn't like you have your reasons for not liking the comparison to Handmaid's Tale, but when they said that their issue with the comparison was that like when you look at Handmaid's Tale, it's white people looking at what happens to people of color and being like, oh my God, this is so bad in the future, and they were like, no, this has happened historically to us, so we're not going to try to turn it into like, oh, this could be in the future, just a cautionary tale. Like the tale's been told, y'all did it again.
And also, like, the handmaids had their own rooms. The handmaids like had like stuff, right? So like even in the most like unimaginable circumstances, there was still like
there's still privilege.
A club scene, like an underground club scene. Like, you know what I mean? Like y'all got fed, you got laundry. Like I was just like, this isn't. Oh, I can't. I just can't.
Yeah, I thought that was extremely lazy. I was like, y'all do know there are other things in this world other than Handmaid's Tale, right?
Yeah.
And there were things out here way before Handmaid's Tale. And the author herself said that this story was written based on stuff that's already happened.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. there was a lot there, and I think that the only good thing, maybe like the only redeemable, maybe not good, but the only redeemable thing about that comparison is that when you read it and it's better, then you're like, oh yeah, right? That's the only redeemable thing about that comparison.
Facts.
Yeah.
Can I just say I'm sad that they changed the cover when they put out the second book?
Yeah.
You know how I am. I want my covers to match.
You know
this
what?
Is the cover.
Yeah, that cover is amazing.
Like, this is so stunning. When you see it, you think cowboy. Like, I immediately thought like cowboy, Midwestern. Right. So when I saw the new cover, like,
yeah. Brittany's internet doesn't want her to be great. So yeah, but I do like, there's something kind of like edgy and tattooy in the cover art for the second one. And it's good that we see more than one girl, but I missed the like leatherness and afro-ness and like melanin.
Just we're here of it.
Yeah, I definitely did miss that. Because we lose a little bit with the flat graphics, like whatever cartoon, I don't know what you even call them. So as Brittany finds herself back in, what about so I know that you've watched many of the interviews, and thank you for doing that. One of the things that Charlotte says is
all the interviews.
Sorry, you watch all of them?
Yeah.
Every single last one? Okay, good.
Yes, and the after parties. When you put them into a playlist, make sure you put the after party behind it, because like it's very necessary. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. You're the best. So Charlotte said something that I know El Penelope said about, I wanted to create a world, right? It had to be a different world. And we definitely needed stratification by race, color, but I didn't want all of it on the page, right? And I'm wondering what you think about that kind of choice. And I think Charlotte took it a little bit further than Leslie Penelope, when they said, like, also wanted it to be fun. So while they're dealing with all of this stuff, it needs to feel like fun, not necessarily light, but fun and engaging and all of that. What do you think about that? As a writer yourself, thoughts about that?
I think it's always a struggle, especially when writing speculative, to like figure out how much you need to leave on the page, because you do all this world building, and it may or may not be appropriate for all the world building to be on the page. And so, yeah, I haven't read any of Leslie Penelope's work yet, but I definitely read The Good Luck Girls off your recommendation, and I was blown away. There are things that were implied. There are things actually that Charlotte Nicole said that I was like, oh, I didn't actually realize that, but I didn't need to realize that in order to understand what was going on. Like, I was so deep in it. I think it's hard. Because on one side, the same way that Ebony was like, I don't write homophobia. We're not doing it, right? I don't write queerphobia. We're not doing it. The same, it's not, also not writing racism is a way of like dealing with stories and taking out the torture porn that publishing really, really enjoys. And also just allows us to tell stories about being Black without, like, how do we remove the white gaze from a story? We take out racism, and frequently that looks like taking out white people, but I'm okay with that too.
And interestingly, what Charlotte does is Charlotte says no racism and a white person. So we're going to have a white member of the girl group, and there's going to be no racism. Take that, right? Like,
but Violet was very privileged.
Yeah, for sure.
And so it's like,
and we also got that privilege got checked too. It wasn't like this benign privilege that was just allowed to exist. it got checked, and we still didn't even focus on, like whiteness. And I feel like there's so much texture that we can play with when we take up the obvious, like white people are central, even in all Black stories, white people are central, and their racism is central, and the harm of their racism is central. And it's all about like white people in that. Like right now, just to go sideways for a second, right now I'm reading Slay by Brittany Morris, and I can't wait to talk to Melanin Eclectic. Brittany, I'm not gonna like say your last name all up in the universe, but I can't wait to talk to you about it. Have you, LP? Have you read Slay?
No.
You need to read it so we can talk about it. So all we can talk about it. But I think there's something that's done in that book that is quite similar. It is a simultaneous. I mean, as I'm on page like 150 of 3 something or 310 or 12 or 20. And what's happening right now is that there's a centering of Blackness. There is a decentering of whiteness, and yet still we're talking about the Black experience of racism, as opposed to the experience of Black racism through a white gaze, which I didn't think was a thing until I started hearing things about books that wrote Black characters and racism, but for a white audience, which it's not my desire. It's not what I need. So yeah, one of the things that I really liked about the Good Luck Girls was the fact that all of the girls were chasing a story that they weren't sure was actually true. Mm-hmm. So like, this isn't a spoiler because I think it's actually on the back cover. But the Good Luck Girls who live in these like good luck houses, they are lulled to sleep with this story about this like place where you can go, where you can be free, right? And it's this mythical place, and there's actually like a way to get there. And they don't really know if it's a real place, but they're all trying to get there. And so that's what's motivating their escape. And I thought that was like a really beautiful thing.
I mean, the religious symbology of it, the idea that like, I feel like great grandparents, how we're the Afrofuturism of our, I'm talking a lot. Brittany, do you have something to say? I'm sorry.
Every time I talk, my internet goes racist, so I'm just letting y'all talk. I co-sign.
I was just thinking about how, like, we're the Afrofuturism for our grandparents and great grandparents and all the way back down the line. For a lot of folks, the idea of getting a reward in life didn't exist, right? The reward was something that you found in heaven. And in the last generation or two, we've come to a place where we can get some reward, not spiritual, but like work reward. And obviously it's not evenly distributed in life. And so this idea that like we watch these people who seek the reward in life after like hearing it as a fairy tale for so long, they realize the promised land, the land of milk and honey, in the context of the story. Is it what they expected? Absolutely not. But like, is it what they needed? Absolutely.
Yeah. We see something thematically in Sherry from Obsidian Texts and Tangents. I know that you've read The Water Dancer. Brittany, have you read The Water Dancer?
Not yet, because I need to listen to The Water Dancer.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a text-only experience. That's not right. And yeah, I know LP, it makes me very happy. So LP, have you read The Water Dancer?
No, I just have a lot of books.
Okay. So there's a similar thing that happens with The Water Dancer. There's a similar kind of like not religious, but like there is a hereafter, here and after. right? Not a thereafter, but there is a hereafter.
Yeah.
And I think that is really, really powerful. I think it provides a really interesting counter narrative to the like religious hereafter. This is a really nice alternative. So we're 18 minutes over what we were going to do for this after party. So does anybody have last words? Now that Tati's here, is there anything that we need to say in closing?
You didn't have to put Tati on blast so loud. Highly suggest you read this book. It was one of my unexpected reads of last year, I think. Either last year or the year before that. I know when I read it, I was shook. So read it. Go answer all the questions that Jerry has taken the time to curate on every video because they matter. If you didn't like the video, go back and like the video as well because we're going for a Hugo. This is a collective effort. So I'm just saying. Oh, and then.
Oh my God, Salter.
I saw Candace's name and my name in the same sentence, and I had to remember that I was on your.
While you're recovering, the reason why we're asking you to like, subscribe, share the video, and answer the question is because Tomi Sojourner Consulting Incorporated, because she's not incorporated, and she has purchased 11 planners, 11 Melanin Eclectic 2022, but undated planners. You're not forced to use them month by month, okay? And we are going to be giving away one of those planners for each of the interviews. In order to be entered into the draw, you have to like, subscribe, share the video, and then answer the question. And then you'll be entered, the question on the card. And then you'll be entered for a draw to win one of the planners, which you'll get late fall.
That hurt.
So that's something. And the theme is Black Mages.
Yes. I bought these downstairs just for you.
Thank you. Thank you for that. You can always buy them now and then try to win another one so you can give it to that special bookish someone. So you don't have to like wait for that because we want your money. But if you want to enter into the draw as well, you can do that. Okay, LP, any final words?
Yeah, I'm super excited about your Hugo nomination. I'm very excited about interviewing you for FireCon, bringing up this series while interviewing you for FireCon. That'll be a lot of fun. I hope that directs a lot of attention to the breadth of this, the breadth of it. Like it's an undertaking, and it's great in and of itself, but the breadth. The number of people coming through and laying it down, and you coming through and laying it down every time. This is actually the first book that I read recommended from Onyx Pages. So this is like a circle moment.
Welcome to the black hole. Your pockets will never be the same.
That's okay. I'm still not reading Children of Virtue and Vengeance and Violence and Vices.
That's fine. She doesn't need our money anyway. She don't even like us.
I don't know who that is. Anyway.
Well, with that, read with purpose, everyone. Let that be your guiding light. See you. Oh, shoot. I forgot to figure out who's going to be tomorrow. I always do this. I get so focused in the moment, and then I don't have the ability to announce the next person.
On the 9th, but I do not remember who's tomorrow.
Being focused is good. Being focused is not a problem.
Let's just see. Who is tomorrow? Because we have to announce that, and then I'll tell you a little bit about that. Who needs a resurrection? What's this? Okay, so Onyx is
tomorrow's Lysel Sambury.
Okay.
Hey, LaSalle.
Okay, so we need to take a moment for LaSalle. We need to take it, but LaSalle Sambury. So Brittany and I met LaSalle at BookNet Fest
in 2019.
And it was amazing because she's so
right when she got her book deal.
Sorry?
That was right when she got her book deal.
Yeah. And she's
Yeah.
so like humble and just like, I got a book deal. I'm super excited. I'm writing like a YA about a Black like witch.
Oh my God, she did casually say that because we were taking shots.
Yeah.
We were taking shots, and she was just casually like, "Yeah, I got a deal to write a book about Black witches in Canada." And we were like,
and like Trinidad and Canadian, and I was like, what is it with all these books written for me? I love this. And so I read it. It came out in June. I read it. It was wonderful. Blood Like Magic was wonderful. Lyselle is also an author tuber. So she is very transparent about her process, her ups and downs, her failures. I think she tried to write this like adult horror book and she was so excited. And then she's like, yeah, that's trash. I'm going to move on to something else. Like she's just very, very open about her process. And I think that's one of the things that's just really compelling about her. And you'll see that in the interview tomorrow. So we talk about the book, but one of the things I loved about our discussion was that as someone who doesn't identify as queer, the attention that she put to queer inclusion in the characterization of that book was amazing. Like it's a powerful template for anybody who's doing that writing. And then the degree of sophistication that she got into her world building was also really powerful. So I really enjoyed speaking with her, and she did all of that while just being super down to earth with her plants and I love her. She's amazing. And she's so prolific. And she talks about some of her upcoming works. And the premises of some of her stories are just like, can I have that now? Can you like finish that so I can have it now? Anyway, super excited about that. Okay. Well, bye everybody. See you tomorrow.